You probably know the Depp vs. Heard case in Virginia came and went, but the thing is, Amber is still having some little legal entanglements. This here's from the Real Laura B. It's from January 31st, 2024, so not that old. And shout out to Laura, by the way. She's obviously got a great account on X, and she says, Update, New York Marine vs. Amber Heard. She's filed her appeal brief, some shifts in lawyers in both sides. But here's what we'll learn, is that Amber's counterclaim was rejected, or I guess in more court-like terms, dismissed. We'll get into that, so let's see just a few details at first. I'm not the best with legal stuff, but the conclusion that we'll come to that's clear, well, it's pretty straightforward. So here you can see the first part of the document, which was like 16 or 17 pages. Of course, we're not reading it all. And here they ask some questions that in this long document they answer. And like I said, they come to the conclusion that her counterclaim is going to be dismissed. This appeal concerns insurance coverage for losses that Miss Heard suffered when she was sued for defamation by John C. Depp II, and that worked out good. New York Marine sold Miss Heard an insurance policy in which it promised to defend and indemnify Miss Heard against lawsuits alleging that she defamed others. The issues before this court are. Basically, what it's saying is, was it determined that New York Marine actually had to fulfill this duty to Amber? And as we know, since her lies and allegations were malicious, they didn't. But she thinks somehow they did. And it goes on to number 2. I think this word here, ERR, means error or mistake. Not totally sure. Don't hold my feet to the fire, but that will make sense. Did the district court err in holding that New York Marine had no obligation to provide Ms. Heard with independent counsel, even though it reserved rights to deny coverage on the ground that Ms. Heard behaved intentionally? So either way, we know it was intentional, and she was saying it wasn't, so she thinks she should be covered. But it's pretty clear it was intentional. So, you know. Number 3. Did the court err in granting New York Marine's motion to dismiss Ms. Heard's counterclaim for breach of contract? I don't think so. I think it should be dismissed. She always tries to counterclaim, and it never works out. Did the court err in granting New York Marine's motion to dismiss Ms. Heard's counterclaim for breach of the implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing? And I'm going to say no again. I think it should have been dismissed. They give the date when they filed it against Amber, which was July 8th, 2022, and it's still going on, stretching out. She must be irritated by it. Although we've got no way to know exactly this time, I guess she's in hiding, but okay, either way, that's okay with me. They give details about Virginia and the nature of it. And of course, they say that she blamed them for not providing the full and capable defense, which there was none really, because she did all that stuff to Johnny. Then it goes on to say, Marine left her hanging out to dry with a bill of hundreds of thousands. Well, that's a sad story. I wonder who paid it or if it got paid at all. Guess I'll try to find out. They say here that New York Marine also refused Heard's request to reconsider this position, a position which Heard alleges made it impossible for her to fully accept this defense without prejudicing her defense in Depp's lawsuit. But anyway, like I was saying, here's the part that's crystal clear. Conclusion. The court will dismiss Heard's breach of contract counterclaim, likely without leave to amend. The court will dismiss Heard's implied covenant counterclaim with leave to amend. The court need not resolve New York Marine's alternative request for a more definitive statement, as that request appears to be moot. It denies New York Marine's alternative request to strike as to the language in paragraph 25 of the FACC, but grants that motion will leave to amend with respect to paragraphs 17 to 16, which we haven't read. So, okay, basically, her claims are being dismissed. Excuse me, her counterclaims are being dismissed, but I guess still kind of her claims in a way. Anyway, that's it. As I said, I'm no law tuber here, but the bottom line is that her counterclaims are a no-go. Let me know what you think in the comments. By the way, if you're not following Laura on X, give her a follow. She's got a great account. Still following this stuff all the time. Stuff about Johnny, Amber, whatever pops up. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.